I recently read an article in the Huffington Post which indicated that in Washington, D.C., black kids are 6 times more likely to be expelled than their white counterparts. Now, think about that. It's our nation's capital. 6 times more likely. In my hometown, Pensacola, in the county, Escambia County, I read another article. This article indicated that white kids are reading on a 3rd grade level 72% of the time, compared to black kids who are reading on a 3rd grade level 32% of the time. That's 1 in 3. Think about that. Just think about that for a minute. Literacy is very, very, very important. Reading is very, very important. Education in America is very important. Unfortunately, there's a huge gap. I remember being in the 1st grade and being labeled learning disabled. My mom and I, we worked very hard to overcome that. I remember being in Atlanta, taking part in a community service event, Real Men Read. It was led by an Atlanta talk show host, Derek Bozeman. And there are several men from the community who got involved in Real Men Read. Now, we went into those schools, we read to kids that we did not know, that we were not related to, but the impact was significant. Seeing those eyes light up, seeing them ask questions about, well, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? How can I be like you? The light bulb went off. Recently, I led some of my business associates into Hart Middle School in Washington, D.C. And we repeated the same thing, Real Men Read. And the experience was just terrific. These kids were so enthused to learn about men and what we were doing. Positive role models, police officer, paint salesman, who one guy sold over $3 million a year in paint. You know, these kids never thought that, hey, I could get a job and I can sell paint for a living. $3 million worth of paint. Real estate agents, brokers, investor developers like myself. Reading is important. And what I'm asking you to do, I'm asking you to get involved with Real Men Read. I'm asking you to join us as we work together to break the backbone of the school to prison pipeline. Right now, they're determining how many prisons they're going to build based upon the reading levels in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. We've got to stop this. Now, you may ask, well, what does this have to do with real estate? Everything. Everything. You see, it is impossible to get married, run a business, get a job, qualify for a mortgage if you're behind bars. And there are millions of people in prison in America. We've got to turn that around. And the way that we turn that around is making sure that these kids are able to read, making sure that they see the greatness and the best in themselves. We need you to get involved. We're asking men from all backgrounds, whether you are a millionaire or non-millionaire, whether you are a mechanic or a minister, a doctor or a dentist, landscaper, get involved. We need your help to break the school to prison pipeline and to show young men, and frankly, young women as well, the importance of reading, the importance of literacy. The government is not going to turn this around for us. It's going to take people who are concerned, who are committed, who want to see the next generation do better than what we're doing. And that's what we have to do. We have to make an investment in kids who are not our own. If we want these neighborhoods to improve, we've got to build the people in the neighborhoods. And we cannot rely on school systems that are already broken, school systems that are already failing to do it. We have to get involved. So what I'd like for you to do is on this page, enter your information. Tell us that you want to join in on Real Men Read. And frankly, what we'd like to do is we'd like to establish chapters of Real Men Read all over the country. This work of helping young boys live their best lives is very, very, very important. We don't want them on the corners gang banging. We don't want them selling drugs. We don't want them shooting up the neighborhoods. We've got to make an investment in our young men. Young men We're growing to great men who will build communities, who will buy homes, who will own businesses, who will have great jobs, who will lead their families to live in the life that they should be living. We'd love for you to get involved in Real Men Read. We'd love for you to join us. We'd love for you to become a mentor to those who need it the most. Thank you. Please sign up, Real Men Read. And if you're interested in starting your own chapter, let us know. The work is plentiful, the laborers are few, but we want you to join us and help us make the world a better place.